OS. Oh,
Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahi Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahi. Now I believe we all know the meaning of this mantra. Any mantra. Use any mantra. But if you do not contemplate and think over the meaning and the knowledge in that mantra, it will not work. Oh, which mantra is powerful? Every mantra. So many teachers starts their cult. Oh, only focus on this mantra without contemplation and reflection. And that is what the Terry was talking. She just thought in the mind and it changes the perspective. All mantras in the very beginning, remember, you all are seekers. Every mantra or any mantra in the very beginning, if it is repeated in the mind with the knowledge, it removes the projection and it allows to retain the knowledge of the self. Your knowledge stays in the mind. Otherwise, we wake up in the morning and the sense organs are going outside and it has an imagined projection, and then we get involved into it. Very subtle point. Remember this. It removes the projection and allows the mind to retain its knowledge. So, if you do not repeat with the contemplation and reflection, then you will miss the entire journey. That is why I have been saying it. Please don't forget the mantra. Why? Now ask why. Our I-ness and false I is programmed by default by the nature in a waking state. Senses goes outside, it's my home, it's my computer. Even if you don't think, it is there. Is it not there? I'm attending. So I-ness is naturally programmed to be attached to anything and everything of the world outside. So in that moment, if I remember the mantra, okay, that is what the Terry was saying, that I got this knowledge and I started thinking in my mind, oh, I got this is it. Oh, this is projection. This is all projection. I have been telling you that Eastern wisdom is 200% logical. Science is only 100%. So when I have a feeling, may we both be protected, the teacher and I am a seeker. Let we both be blessed. Your mind leaves that projection and it is able to retain that knowledge. We have to become that level of a seeker, that level of a seeker. If we are not that level of a seeker in the field of my awareness, we can attend the session. You can appreciate, but it is appreciation, but it is not going to work in that, which our masters have said. Uh, Terry just spoke about it before the beginning of a session, so that is very important. And that is why we have a 5 stages. Adhikari, I told you the seeker's questioning mind is a qualified seeker. Then you approach the teacher with the humility. That means you have removed the projection. You are not concerned about the projection. You are not concerned about the I-ness. Then the real teaching starts, listening and learning. That is the third step. And the fourth one is contemplation and reflection, followed by the practice of meditation. And the fifth is the result is what we say awakening and a realization. Understand, my friends, you unless that strikes. So we are constantly listening and learning. One day it strikes the way it struck to Terry. It strikes in my mind. Oh, yes, it removes the projection of me and mine, projection of likes and dislikes, projection of attachment and detachment, projection of emotional dependence, projection, you see all these. Then only we are a seeker. You become a seeker inside. Seeker of what? Seeker of real self. Otherwise, like animals, we are programmed by the nature. The moment we wake up, yes, I woke up to my house, my honey, my relations, my problems. All these are projections. Yes, so just listen. So you should remember and contemplate about the foundation. I laid the strong foundation that as a seeker, how should I approach the teaching of this master who declares that simply by understanding, pure logical understanding, pure logical understanding, I can realize the real self. I can realize that I am of the nature of peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about, it's not science, how can you prove it? So I told you this master lays down the 15 chapters, the 5 chapter focus on the existence. What exactly is the existence or the truth or the reality? And we define the reality. It is present yesterday, it should be present today and tomorrow. It is so if it is present in the past, present, in the future, then the word is used as eternal. Just to pick up you have to contemplate what is that thing that is present that was present at the time of the birth, and I am not aware. I was not conscious, but the consciousness was there. Do you see that? So he begins by helping us to understand consciousness is one homogeneous reality that pervades the waking, dream, and sleep states. Because if I want to know who am I have to be present when, all the time, where, everywhere, in what relationship, in all the relationship. So that is where he wants to prove, and he proves clearly that consciousness is present in the sleeping, waking, and the dream state. Look at it again. It's a kind of repetition. Why it is a repetition? Because we mind projects, forgets it. So in the first verse, he says, Namah Shri Shankarananda Gurupad Ambujane. What he says, salutation to the revered, he is saluting to his teacher. Why he is saluting? Remove the projection. I keep aside my ego. So in Eastern wisdom, ego is not arrogance. It is I-ness. It is attachment. It is I that is attached with the me and mine. This computer belongs to the computer, and I say, this is my computer. So I have to be aware inside my head. No, computer belongs to the computer. For transactional purposes, it is my computer. If you come and you say, okay, if it is not yours, so I will take it. No. How can you take it? I will not allow you to. But you have to live into that awareness. So why we salute or why we do namaste to the teacher, I have to contemplate and reflect. If I don't reflect on that, why we are doing it, it will not work. I've seen a lot of people, and yeah, I've been doing namaste to you for the last 10 years. Nothing happened. Nothing will happen. Why should anything should happen? You are obliging the teacher. Terry explained her state of the mind, so that's why I'm still focused on that. So the first line of the salutation to the revered Shankarananda. Shankarananda was his teacher. So he says that I'm doing the namaste to the teacher. Why? Whose lotus feet gave birth to a guru? That is the meaning. Think of it. I have to contemplate and reflect. Whose lotus feet gave birth to it? It has nothing to do physically with the lotus feet. Lotus is a flower, very soft and calm. Oh, my humility, my softness and humility means that I keep aside my past knowledge of the objective reality that clears my mind, and the gentleness and the softness and the humility enters. This is the meaning of whose lotus feet gave birth to a guru. With a great delight and immense delusion. Why I am delighted? Why is a seeker I'm delighted? The master is saying, master himself says that I'm a seeker. With great delight, with immense delusion, the sole action is to devour the crocodile of delusion. I've already explained about the crocodile of that delusion. That delusion can pick you up at any moment of time. You have a pain. No, I have a pain, so I will not attend this session. Gone. Finished. The knowledge is not retained. Knowledge is gone. Think. We have to contemplate and think. So that's why I always ask you to share your experiences so that I can use your understanding to explain. So, what is the role of a teacher in Eastern wisdom to dispel the delusion? Delusion and the illusion. The moment the delusion is gone, you are there. So that is why we say the guru is a consciousness. It means moving from ignorance to the wisdom. And the metaphor is used as a crocodile of delusion. I told you that crocodile, once it catches the prey, and you can watch on video, it starts moving the prey in a circular motion until the deer flesh is broken into small pieces and it swallows. That crocodile of delusion is present everywhere in the life. We have to get rid of it. And in order to do that, I have laid down those steps. Do you remember the 360-degree understanding? Simply you remember those steps and okay, this is what is the meaning here. And let us move to the second verse. In the second verse, further, the master says the pair of lotus feet of the Guru for whose minds are purified through the service. I will take up that issue later, but smaller. Two line, two lines says that if I don't purify the mind, from what is that purification? From the projection, from the delusion, from the attachment, from the emotional dependence, from the ego. For the easy understanding of the truth. Clear. That is what I said. My mind cannot retain this knowledge even if you listen for 50 years. If you do not contemplate every day, not missing on a single day. Ashok says yes. He agrees with me at least. Only one person agrees with me. If you do not, that is why, you think that I went on vacation, so called in America. Oh, we build our ego also. I am going on vacation. Why? Why to promote it? I made it sure that I will continue to be connected to the Eastern wisdom. How? By giving the lessons, not missing a single lesson. I do not miss going to the restroom. I do not miss. Yeah, you see that? I do not miss sleeping. I do not miss a food. How dare mind you can miss any session? I told my daughter that, yes, you see that? You have to leave me this hour, this hour, this hour. Finished. So you have come on vacation. I said, yes. I want to see that if my mind remains vacated and connected to the Eastern West. That level of commitment is required. Whether you are talking to your honey, whether you are talking to your client, whether you are counting the money, whether you are sleeping or waking, then only this master will definitely work for you. Otherwise, no. Again, I'm referring to, it doesn't mean that I'm not referring to you all. You all contemplate and reflect. But, she just spoke about it. So, for easy understanding of the truth means that I'm able to retain the knowledge. I just translated in a different way. So, then what happens? So, that easy understanding of the truth, so that the knowledge continues to stay in my mind in the field of awareness. How? By discernment and dispassion. These two verses summarizes the 8 sessions or 8 or 9 sessions before I started this text. So you can think of it. My friend, if you do not think, and if you're claiming that I have intellectually understood and I will reach to that state of awakening, not possible. So now coming to, I told you that verse number 3 to 6, 3, 4, 5, 4 verses. The master guides us that we are consciousness, even though the chapter belongs to the existence, but he says, he begins with that we are consciousness, we are not the waker state, we are not the dreamer state, we are not the sleeper state. Why I'm repeating, so that you also start contemplating and reflecting on it. The way I'm reflecting, the way I'm expressing my thoughts of reflection, the meaning and the knowledge contained in it in a variety of ways. So that consciousness is ever present homogeneously in all the situation, in all the relationship, whether I'm in pain or pleasure, that consciousness is present. How come? Consciousness of pain, consciousness of pleasure, the consciousness is still present. Think. You have to reflect on it. The master, lastly, in the second verse, he lastly says, easy understanding of the truth, provided I am a seeker. Condition, I follow the contemplation and reflection. I see the knowledge inside. You cannot see the knowledge outside. You cannot declare I am the real self unless. So you see that, understand that the world outside, I'm aware of the world outside in a waking state, I'm aware of the mental, psychological, intellectual, or the dream world in the dreamer state. Are you making, am I making clear? Let us take it intellectual, psychological. Everything is happening in the virtual world of mind. Mind is imagining and think, imagination and real. But the both body and the mind is absent in the sleep state. Who knows that? Consciousness knows that. When I return from the memory, so that consciousness is present in the waking state, in the dream state, in the sleep state. I am the consciousness. So the master says here, knower in the known, understand. After, after a couple of maybe 1 or 2 more sessions, I will, when I summarize, and if you are a seeker, it will blow your mind what you are talking about. You will see that the real self is here and now. I know it. I have realized it. Only in these 5 or 6 verses. That is why I'm repeating it. So after maybe 2 or 3 sessions, I will, when I summarize all these 5 or 6 verses, you will see, oh, this is what you are talking about. But for that, we have to lay a foundation for easy understanding of the truth. So what we do, wakers, I'm not none of the waker, sleeper, and the dreamer state. Then how to understand? So Master says, understand with knower and the known. I know the clock here, I know the computer. So the person who is a knower and the object, are they same and different? No, they are different. I see the donkey, so I'm not the donkey. My master used to say, I still remember. So I know Dennis, so it doesn't mean that I'm the Dennis. So to have a knowledge through the mind, we always have a separation, a distance. Subject and object, knower and the known, objective reality and the subjective reality. Anything that I know means I here, I-ness, the mind is a knower, knows anything, is not me. But if you do not contemplate and reflect, it will not strike in your mind. If you do not practice the mantra, the knower and the known, yes. So knower remains only now. See, he comes to the conclusion the knower remains one. I know the waking state, I know the dream state, I know the sleep state, I know, I know David and I know Jerry. It does not mean that I who knows David is different than the I who knows Jerry or who knows Dennis. So what the master is proving, that knower who you are, do not change. So from there, another corollary. In science we say corollary comes. Where is that? So I have to find out if there is any knower which changes is not me. So then there are three knowers. Did I talk about it? There are three knowers. First knower is the sense organs. But the sense organ changes. I was not born with these glasses. So my sense organs are changing. But it acts as a relative knower. And that relative knower I cannot be. I have to be an absolute knower. Who is the second knower? The mind is the second knower. How can you say that the mind knows all the sense organs and ultimately the senses goes to the world? But how can you say that there is an absolute knower? Oh, I can say it. Have you ever experienced mind is upset, mind is full of peace, mind is into anxiety? Oh, yeah, I experience it daily. Who experiences that? Who knows this? So there has to be something behind the mind, that absolute knower. Who knows that the mind is upset? Mind is happy. Who knows that my sense organ is looking at the dentist? My mind is the knower. And who knows the object, the sense organ? The sense organ is the first relative knower because the sense organs are changing. Mind is the second knower. It is also a relative knower. It is constantly changing. Mind is upset, mind is happy, unhappy, mood swing, stressed, anxiety. But who knows that the mind is upset? It is the real knower that never changes. Can you go behind that knower? Just go? You cannot go. That is the ultimate. That knower is the real self. Think. If you do not think and contemplate, it will not work. No, no, but tell me, why I become a waker, sleeper, and the dreamer? There is a mixture. Why? What is the mixture? There is a mixture of the knower and the known. Waker is the known. I am a waker. I have already mixed the two. Like when I say, here is a donkey, and then I have mixed it. What it becomes? I am a donkey. That That powerful understanding triggers your mind. It removes all the projection, and you see, oh, I'm that knower. So when I say I am a waker, there is a mixture. I'm a sleeper. This is a mixture. I am stressed. That is a mixture. I'm unhappy with you. That is also a mixture. Are you getting it? Yes, say yes, you're getting it. I'm unhappy with you. That is also a mixture. Unhappiness is an object, is a known. And you are, I'm unhappy with you. So there are two objects. I have a pain. Where? In the body. No, I'm not the body. Mixture. Now, do you see the importance of laying the foundation before starting this journey of 360-degree understanding and the different steps? If we do not contemplate and reflect, if we do not keep in our mind, it will not work. So think, because of the mixture of knower and the known, ask yourself why there is a mixture. I'm living, I'm living a conditioned life. Go to the 9 factors of the world, which is suffering. Unexamined life, non thinker life. I just take it for granted. Are you getting? I just take it. Well, I'm a waker. Yes, I'm a sleeper. I don't examine it. So when I don't examine, it is also another word is known as the foolishness. Foolishness results into ignorance. Ignorance continues with the projection. And once a single projection takes place, crocodile, it moves throughout the day and we are gone. We live into that stress and anxiety, duality, and a conflict. That crocodile. Look at the simile in the metaphor, the insight of a master. When I contemplated for many, many days, and I said, this master is really the craziest master who thinks, who can think of using this metaphor. Only a single thought comes to your mind that I'm upset with you and finished. Now this crocodile is going to revolve around. Then you're going to ask that I will tell you why I'm upset with you. I will tell you why I will stop speaking with you. I will tell you why you are crazy. Crocodile. Do you see that? Recognize that. This is what happens. This is how the mind puts us into delusion and ignorance. And my goodness, we start living, claiming that the entire world is suffering and I'm suffering, I'm in pain, I have no recourse, I have no solution. Think. I've been saying you contemplate and reflect. It's not a one-day affair. And I gave a very simple example. 3. Understand, my friend. Understand. So now you see that I have done the knower and the known. Then deeper insight, the knower are not only one, there are 3 knowers. First and the second sense organ and the mind are the 2 relative knowers. Yes, I know through the mind. You know your name and the shape through the memory. And the sense organ perceive the objects, but behind that, there is the real knower. But again, I answered you the question that why mixture? But why there is a mixture? Because I don't think. I'm a non-thinker. Who is a non-thinker? Who lives in ignorance? I don't examine. Animal mind, they don't think. If you give a bite to your pet or a dog, especially, show the bite and he comes, and we do the training of a dog by offering them this bite of the food. The dog does not think, oh, this guy is going to. Dog does not think. So I also do not think. I become a dog non-thinker. The master is saying, be a thinker in the field of discernment and dispassion and find that real self. I'm not talking of the choiceless awareness, but we are entering into that area. We are entering into the non practice. So now see another way to look at it. In the waker state, all the four functional aspects of the mind is working: mind, memory, I-ness, and intellect. Intellect recognizes you are Ashok, you are Samir, you are Danis. But at the same time, memory is already there. I-ness is already there. That I-ness is of the mind in the waking state. So there is always a sense of attachment with the body. And through the contemplation and reflection, I become aware that I'm not the body. But in a dream state, this body is left. There is a dream body, psychological, mental, intellectual dreamer, whatever you say, or the virtual reality. The mind creates a reality, but this body remains as it is. And in deep sleep, both are left. All the four functions of the mind are left. In the dream, physical sense organs are not working because it is pertains to the body. Conclude it, reflect on it, and have a conclusion. Even if I'm not the body and the mind, as it happens in the deep sleep state, I am not the impression in the memory, then I still exist. What is the testimony that I still exist? I exist. I've been existing. I've been passing through the waking, dream, and the sleep state every day. For so many days, weeks, months, and years, I still exist. I'm an existence. That existence is beyond, is non changing, beyond this waking, sleep, and the dream state. Who is that? It is the existence. What is that existence? It is uncreated, never changing. That very existence did not change since I was born until now. It will not change even if this body is left. How do you know that? If it is not, it has not left in after waking, dream, and sleep state. How it will die? It will not die. It has to be present, not only in the three states, but after this body is left also. Now you will say, what is the proof? What is the proof that it will not exist after the body and the mind leaves you? Tell me. I'm asking another question. What is the proof that it will not exist? But if it is existing, I'm seeing the homogeneous existence. I'm seeing that consciousness continues to exist unchanging. What is that proof that it will not exist after this body is left? Sleep, we leave the body and the mind and it still exists. It's a great testimony. What other testimony that you want? Think. Think. So the master says, recognize the mixture. Mixture. This light, this lamp is giving me the light. No, it is a mixture. Mixture of electricity and the lamp as an instrument. When this lamp is fused, it is not working, the electricity is still present. Existence is still present after the body and the mind leaves. I'm giving you one simple example. Is it not? Let's think. Fan is working. Yes, it is working. No, fan cannot work without electricity. No, electricity is still there. Fan is not working. So there is a problem with the fan. Not with the electricity. Are you getting it? So if I do not contemplate and reflect, I cannot separate this knower and the known. And if I cannot separate knower and the known, I cannot reach to that state. We are separating the mixture. Separating the mixture means that I'm entering into the higher state of awareness by which I can. Yes, we will continue our journey. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed. Question every statement. I will help you to question and reflect on it. Why I said close your eyes. So through the contemplation and reflection, you make your sense organ highly receptive and aware so that it should not disturb you in the journey of self discovery. So I'm making a statement that closing the eyes is symbolic to become aware that in a waking state, all the sense organs runs after their respective objects by default. So I want to be aware that these sense organs runs after their respective objects by default and creates a relative knower that is not me. It's a symbolic, not only for the eyes. We say all the senses have a perception, sound perception, form perception, taste perception, touch perception, smell perception. Perception is knowledge. So if there is a knowledge, then there has to be a knower and a known object of I known. I is a knower. So our master explains that why we need to close our eyes in the beginning of a meditation is more a symbolic to help us to be aware, to recognize that all the sense organs are a relative knower. So what I'm doing, I'm separating the mixture. That is what I discussed. So that separating the mixture of objects of senses and the senses. First knower. This is what I explained, or we reflected together. If I say the knower is separate, knower is separate than the known. So it means all objects are separate, all objects are separate. If all objects are separate, there is nothing, there is nothing, me and mine. You just reflect on it. No, no, but how can you say I'm not the body? Because I know the body. And the whole range of awareness enters into you. The entire range of awareness of near and the far enters the mind. So eyes closing their eyes is symbolic. We can even do with eyes open. Who it we have to pick up and contemplate and reflect and question. Now it's at a primary level. At a primary level, we say change the direction of the mind. Why? Because the senses starts looking within. Did I make a right statement? No. The senses are one-sided windows. Check it. They always open to they always open to the world outside. They do not open inside. Now see that. Look at it, be very clear. And the more by reflection you are clear, you are into the practice. You are into the practice. Oh, let me see, let my eyes see inside. I see the darkness. Others can smell your body and can tell you, oh, what a bad or good smell. But your nose cannot recognize the smell inside. I'm talking about inside. Body is still outside. Same thing with the taste. Same thing with the touch. Same thing with the sound. Why we are reflecting, why we are doing this, we recognize the first knower is a relative knower. It changes. I cannot be a relative knower. I'm not going there. Once you recognize it's a relative knower and the relative knower is not real. I can bet you your mind can dissolve at least 90% of the problems in relationship. Naturally. Oh, this is a relative knower. I find, oh, you are crazy. How? You are crazy without the senses, without the relative knower. I cannot brand you that you are crazy. I don't want to talk to you. You cannot make that statement because you think relative knower is the real knower, and hence you begin the journey. So now you can understand. I, if I use the word cleverly, use I use be comfortable. Everyone loves to be comfortable, so I use this word. But the goal is different. So even I need not to say that you should be comfortable. You are already there. So that is the journey of a higher seeker. And other seekers, yes, I explain being comfortable in variety of ways. So it doesn't. Do you see that? And let us move deeper. What did I say? Let us move deeper. Reflect. Deeper means a higher awareness or rise in awareness. When I see physical objects, it is physical consciousness. I'm making it clear in a different way. So just you are reflecting, you are with me. But when I see subtle thoughts, feeling, they are subtler, means higher. What is subtler is also known as the higher. So I recognize the thoughts, feeling, and emotions at present. But I use the word, you already know, being carefree. Now, can you see how deeper being comfortable and carefree is? And I add these two steps in all the practices so that I have a liberty to take you deeper with that intention in the mind. Now we are looking, no, we are here, we are looking for second relative knower. What do you mean by relative knower? It acts as a known and it also acts as a knower. Now, how can you say the sense organs are the known? Mind knows all the sense organs. It is behind. It is behind the senses. So it means it is the knower of all the senses. So if senses are known, but when the same sense organ looks at the same senses looks at you, looks at the object, it is a knower. Oh, that is what do you mean by a relative knower? And the relative knower cannot be the real I. Clear? You're just reflecting. It's so simple. Simple for a seeker. Again, I'm adding, qualifying that. Very good. So, is mind a relative knower? Yes, I am speaking. Definitely, I am a speaker. But if I say I am upset, so I experience mind is upset, then who is the knower of this? Who is the knower? Mind is upset, mind is happy. Oh, someone behind the mind. Normally, we say it is an awareness. Sometimes we say it is a choiceless awareness. Sometimes we say it is a witness consciousness. We have not reached to that state where we will explain clearly that what these words means, but just to have a glimpse of it, that there is some awareness. I need not to make a choice. I'm witnessing. No, no, no. Just you see that? Witnessing means what? I witness. I witness without being attached to the thoughts, feelings, and emotions at present. So if you really contemplate like this, listening to it, and your focus, who does the focus? The intellect remembers. In what state it remembers? For easy understanding of the real. How the mind keeps that easy understanding. And I'm simply repeating 360-degree understanding of those 9 steps. Okay, that motivates you and inspires you. You clearly see the outermost layer of the knower. It becomes the knower and the known. Second mind, it becomes the knower and the known. But still, there is something, someone, or awareness, or you can say the choiceless awareness, or you can say the witness consciousness. You name anything, it doesn't make any difference. Oh, that never changes. That not only knows the mind, that also knows the body and the sense organ, that also knows the world. Oh, that is the real I. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Bring your mind, both the hands on your eyes. Open the eyes inside. Know your experiences, and we will share our experiences now. How are you, Dennis?
Thank you for the session. An interesting one, and your explanation of a mixture really adds to my understanding of how the mind works and mixes the three, the relative knower, the known, and the real knower all together, and makes a decision that this is all me. And here is what I think the we have the tool of discernment to discern, to tell apart, to separate. Here is the knower, here's the relative knower, here's the known, and they are all separate and different. So this tool of discernment is kind of to unmix this mixture, make it look clear where is what. So this is what uh,
Read.
my contemplation was about during the meditation.
Beautiful. You have explained everything beautifully. So you can start with separating the mixture. It will work. From separating the mixture, relative knower one, sense organ, relative knower two, mind, and the real knower behind it. Real knower knows the mind, knows the sense organ. I did not talk about it, but you prompted me to talk. The sense organ do not know the mind. Do you see that? Just see it clearly. Sense organs do not know the mind. So there is another operating principle. It means what is the known cannot know the knower behind. Clear? So the relative knower is the mind. So the mind cannot know the real self. So we have to say to the mind, stop this. So when it stops, it enters into the choiceless awareness. Look at it, how easy it is. Yes, how are you, David and Jerry?
Thank you. Yeah, I absolutely love the lesson. Exactly what Dennis um, said summarized it really well for me. I love the discernment part. I found my meditation was very discerning, and I was able to kind of just step away, step away, step away, and just have these long moments of deep peace.
Yeah.
So lots of contemplation and reflection there. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, I'm reminding of some great master, Swami Vivekananda, who visited United States. He says, just learn one thing, how to step back. So you use the word step behind, so it is a step back. So what is the first? Sense organ, the relative knower, step back. Mind is the relative knower, step back. You're there. That's another way to put it. How are you, Jerry?
Sorry, I'm good. Thank you. Yeah, Viveka is our power tool, is what I really thought
Right.
about more. Because first we know, and we don't, we just are consciousness. And then from that, that's how we use our senses, and that's how we use our mind. And it is that mixture that translates in the everyday life. But first, we are rooted in what is real.
Yes, yes, yes. So the moment you continue to discern that mixture again and again, so what just I one thought was prompting me. I was just telling, this guy is crazy. So before you say that, let me contemplate. Who is the knower? I have two false knower. Who is declaring that you are crazy? Why the master says that you should not blame, complain, react. Now, can you understand? Because the moment I blame, complain, and react, it adds more projection to my mind. It adds more impurities to me. So instead, oh, be kind, be indifferent, love everyone. Otherwise, there is no role of all these things. It's a role of, oh, my relative knower will become the real knower, which will prove that you are the worst guy or you are the best guy if I'm deeply attached. Think, think and contemplate. So when I think in this way, then my mind says, why your mind, why you want to go and blame and complain and react? Just live calm. That is the power of the Eastern wisdom. It helps you to understand and get rid of the anxiety and duality. Just it evaporates, it sublimates. In modern science, do you see in Google and Facebook, anger management, a lot of management. We don't need that management. But how are you, Samir?
Sir, I think as we keep on practicing and doing meditation, this mind, the same mind which makes us crazy, the same mind starts making us wise and start giving flashes of good thoughts and good the way we should follow the things, we should do everything. Means it starts showing us the right path as we keep on doing. The same mind which was taking us to the wrong direction, now the same mind is taking us to the
Right.
right direction and
Beautiful
taking
point.
us towards peace and these unnecessary thoughts. The same mind is telling us to drop this and follow this.
Yes, we should learn from the experiences of others also. And he rightly said, this is what happens. From a non thinker, I become a thinker. I recognize here is a relative knower which is causing me the stress. And then I go deeper, I experience the peace. It is the same mind which now is recognizing, oh, there is no reason to be anxious, reactive, blaming, and complaining. From where it comes? So we see the vasana, the past impressions, have two groups. One contains all the negative impressions, and other is the positive. So it means from that storehouse, now the mind picks up the positive impressions and it makes me wiser. Rightly said. It's a beautiful point you have laid down. That's another part of the learning. It has not come to my mind. So, how are you, Terry?
Um, so I think that sometimes we only know our mind. We don't know the mind of others. And sometimes I feel that it's difficult. I don't really know how to contemplate. And then I think, well, I just try to become aware of my thoughts.
That is important.
And
how can I know the mind of others? What you all three are thinking, I have no way to know. But I have only way to check your gestures, your eyes, the way you are sitting at the physical level. Why it is known as the subtle level? Because the mind is the subtle. And you rightly answered, it is very important to know our own mind. Then the minds of others. We don't need to know the minds of others. Oh, I'll see you. You are crazy. So first craziness enters into my mind. I feel it. Then only I say you are crazy. So I have to be aware of my own mind first. That is a relative knower. And once I recognize that it is a relative knower, not the real knower. Oh, I'm not there. So why I'm blaming? It evaporates, it sublimates. And when it sublimates, you come down. You enter into that witness consciousness naturally. Wonderful, beautiful sharing of experiences. Thank you very much. We will meet again.